Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are picking my February TBR reads. I can't believe it is already February. I feel like January kind of flew by and then it slowed down like the last 2 weeks and now we're into February. So, picking out my TBR for February, I have done this a few times. I'm using TBR prompts. So there's a bowl of a ton of different prompts that when I pick one, I'm going to read it and pick a book out that kind of matches or goes along with that prompt. I got this from none other than Rachel Catherine. She does this almost every month for her monthly TBR. So I figured let's bring it back. Let's do it. I haven't done it in a while. I didn't do it for January and I felt like it would be fun to do it for February. I will say I don't know how many I'm going to pick yet. I always kind of just base it off how big the books are that I choose. But I already have 2 on my February TBR, and that is 2 books I already have started. So Once Upon a Broken Heart, I am almost done with this, as well as House of Flame and Shadow. I am almost 50% of the way through this book as well. But these 2 I will definitely be finishing in February. So these are the first 2 books technically on my February TBR. All right, let's get into the first book prompt. Okay. Buy a book. I also just ripped it. Buy a book. I guess there's nothing like really I want to buy. I feel like I've gotten a lot of books. I'm going to put this to the side until I figure out or think of a book I want to buy. So we'll come back to this one, but I'll set it to the side. Oh gosh. A book you haven't heard many reviews about. So let's take a look. Some of these up here I haven't really heard anything about. I haven't really heard any reviews of Daughter of the Pirate King. I see it a lot, but I don't hear about it a lot. Like, I don't know if it's a good book, if people enjoyed it, if they didn't. Same with Assistant to the Villain by Anna Nicole Mayer. I saw this book a while back, but I don't honestly know if people enjoyed it, so I'm kind of going between these 2. I think I will read Assistant to the Villain, just because this one kind of intrigues me a little bit more right now, and it seems like it would be fun and action-packed and everything. So the first book I'm going to choose is Assistant to the Villain. This one, I don't know if it was Haley Pham that picked it up or Sarah. I don't think it was Des, but this is the first book I'm going to pick for my February TBR. Back into the jar. The next one, No Pictures on the Cover. I don't know if I have a book for this one. Because these are no pictures. No, no picture. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I would not consider this having really any picture on the cover, and Sarah just recently read this. I've had it on my TBR. Brian bought it for me. I've had it on my TBR for months, like probably half a year, and I just haven't picked it up yet. And you know what? This is the month that I'm gonna read it, and hopefully I enjoy it. We'll see. To be determined. But for No Pictures on the Cover, I am choosing The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And this is by V.E. Schwab, which I've never read any of her books before by this author. Let's go into the next one. So far we have 3 picked. One of them is by a book. The next one is an anticipated read. Some may be very happy about this one, but honestly, I have been dying to read Magnolia Parks. I think I've waited long enough and I need to know what it's about. I need to know if I love this series or don't. So I'm picking Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and this is for an anticipated read. I really want to read this book. I've been thinking about it, but I have so many other books right now that I've had to read, so finally we're picking this one. And it's pink and red to match Valentine's. All right. A new release. Well, the first thought that comes to mind with a new release, other than House of Flame and Shadow that I'm already reading, and A Curse for True Love, because I can't read that until I finish the other two books, is maybe Wildfire. This one came out fairly recently. October of 2023. I think I'll put this in the pile. If I don't get to it, it's okay because I would have read Crescent City 3. But I'm gonna put it on my TBR in hopes to read it because this is a fairly new book, October 2023. I thought it was later than that, I don't know. But I think that's the most recent release I have, because I do have some coming, but none in February that I'm aware of. If one comes out in February, I'll buy it and read that. I think I'm gonna pick one or two more books. We'll see. It depends. We'll see. Well, this is a long one. A book you bought based on a booktuber's opinion. Okay. A booktuber's opinion. A lot of these. A lot. So that's kind of nice because I have a pretty wide variety that I can choose from. Let's choose. There's so many. So what do I have? I have some romance. I have. What else do I want? Let's do. I like hate starting a series. I'm already in the middle of a few series. So let's pick out These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I bought this book because I saw that Sarah had read it and it looked interesting. It looks like it's full of action. I don't know how many books are in this, if it's just a duology, if it's a full series, I'm not sure, but I think this will be fun, and it doesn't look like it's too long, so I feel like this would be like a quick fun read, so I'm gonna pick this one. Okay, let's choose one more, and then we'll call it good, and then I'll review the books I chose. A book with a cover you love. Well, it's only right that I pick The Ballad of Never After. I adore these covers. I love them. They're stunning, they're simple, but beautiful. The colors, I love how each of them are a little bit of a different color. Love. So this is the last book I'm going to choose for my February TBR. If I find a book to buy, I will buy it. I just don't know yet. So stay tuned for my end of February wrap up, because if I did end up buying a book, I will discuss it in there. I'll tell you kind of what the book I bought was. Maybe in an upcoming like vlog I'll mention it, but I will buy a book at some point when I see one I want. Maybe the book will end up being the sequel to Magnolia Parks. We'll see. So to recap, we have Buy a Book, which just discussed. We have the two books that I have already started. So we have Once Upon a Broken Heart, and we have House of Flame and Shadow. So these are the first two books that I have already started and I'm going to finish in February. Then we have a book you haven't heard any reviews about. For this one, I chose The Assistant to the Villain, and this is by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I have no idea what to expect with this book. I think it'll be fun, quick, yeah. Then we have an anticipated read, which of course I had to choose Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I'm so excited to read this. I truly hope I enjoy this book. I think I will, but I'm not gonna give my hopes up. The next prompt we had was a book you bought on a based on a booktuber's opinion, and that is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. Bought this because I saw Sarah bought it and I think she enjoyed it, if I remember correctly. A book with a cover you love. The sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart, we have The Ballad of Never After, Stephanie Garber. I hope I love this book. So far, I'm loving Once Upon a Broken Heart. Then we have no pictures on the cover, and the closest one I could find, which I think goes with the prompt, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Love this cover. Hopefully I love the book. And then the last one we had was a new release. So the most recent release I had that wasn't already in my pile was Wildfire by Hannah Grace. So, yeah. I really did enjoy doing this kind of challenge, this trend again. I feel like it's super fun. I do feel like I have a lot of books lined up for February. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books right now lined up for February, and I hope it's gonna be a good read. I think it will. We'll see. To be determined. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Comment down below some of the books you are planning on reading in February. If you have any book recommendations for me to try out, to pick up, to look into. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!